Every morning in the wild, a gazelle awakens. One thing is for sure for the gazelle that day, as every other. She must run faster than the fastest lion. If she cannot, she will be killed and eaten. Every morning, a lion awakens. For the lion too, one thing is certain. This day and every day, he must run faster than the slowest gazelle. Whether fate names you a gazelle or a lion is of no consequence. It is enough to know that with the rising of the sun, you must run, and you must run faster than the day before for the rest of your days, or you will die. We all have to run the race of life.
The need for speed is second nature to a very special group of animals. Every organ, every muscle, every bone is designed for a life in the fast lane. Some of these animals are hunters. Others are the hunted. Their supreme athletic ability is what keeps them alive every day. Many move in vast numbers, a sea of speeding bodies. Some supreme sprinters are birds. What they have lost in their wings, they make up for with their incredible legs and amazing endurance. Not all athletes of the animal world are large. One 8-legged high-speed mover is more like a racing car than a spider. Some creatures roll, some run, but one of the best of them all bounces. With strong muscles and strong legs, the leap is the most effective means to cover ground quickly. From big cats to antelope, from big birds to spiders. This is a high-octane fight to survive. The race of life for some is literally a race. To stay alive, they have to run the fastest. They have to keep running for the longest. And they must have some extra tricks. They must do it every day, many times a day, just to stay alive. And the best place for running is where there's lots of space. The vast savannas of Africa, the open prairies of America, and the great red deserts of Australia. Animals who have survived here have used countless generations to evolve their ability to run and run. Some have long legs, some have strong muscles, others have light bodies, or sheer force of will. The need to run has led to a huge range of sizes and shapes. But all have one thing that links them. To win their race of life, they must run like the wind. The gold medal sprinter in the race of life is way ahead of the rest. Every detail of his body is built for speed. The cheetah. These big cats live where competition for predator and prey is at its most intense. The African savanna, the greatest concentration of large animals on Earth. The herds here contain around 2.5 million wildebeest, zebra, and gazelles. And this is the big cat that can outrun them all. He is slim and light, with long legs built for sprinting. A lone male is hungry. He needs to eat about 3 kilos of food every day and today he has been out of luck. Then, a herd of Thompson's gazelle. The cheetah needs to get very close to the gazelles before he reveals himself. Creeping through the grass in silence, the cheetah is completely focused on his target. The gazelle senses something is wrong. The cheetah has no choice. The cheetah is out and running. He can accelerate to 75 kilometers an hour in less than 2 seconds. Soon, he reaches a top speed of 120. The gazelle is also fast, almost as fast as the cheetah. With competitors like these, the race of life is very close. But the fastest does not win. After less than a minute, the cheetah collapses. He cannot keep up his top speed for more than a minute. If he fails after then, the race is over. He has been taking 150 breaths per minute, and his body temperature has reached over 40 degrees. He may need half an hour to recover before he's ready to hunt again. The Thompson's gazelle has won another race of life. Cheetahs hunt by sight. They have a wide-angle field of view and extremely sharp vision. Even the cheetah's stunning eyeliner has a purpose. His black tear marks prevent reflected sunlight from getting into his eyes. The male is ready to try the hunt again. Camouflage allows him to get close to his prey. It's another Thompson's gazelle. He needs to get within 30 meters of the gazelle. Then he's off. The cheetah has an oversized heart and lungs, so he can effectively get oxygen into those high-powered muscles. Even his nostrils are bigger, so he can suck in more air. His flexible spine acts like a spring, adding energy with every bound. His long tail is a rudder, so he can make sharp turns in the chase. The odds for the gazelle are not good. The cheetah has a 50-50 chance of victory. A firm bite on the neck suffocates the victim. The cheetah gets a meal. He lives to race another day. These cubs stand a high chance of being taken by bigger cats, like leopards and lions. The chance of these cubs making it to adulthood is around 50-50, but in some places it's even worse. In the densely populated Serengeti, only 1 in 10 cubs will survive to become adults. These young cheetahs have a lot to learn. The mother will remain with them to teach them everything she knows. The father takes no part in the child rearing. Neither animal seems to know what to do. Both must learn their race of life if they are to survive. But the cubs soon work it out. It's bad news for the young gazelle. After 18 months, the female leaves her cubs. Now it's up to them to run their own high-speed race of life. After the cheetah, the top 3 runners on the planet all belong to the same group. They have long legs, permanent horns, and highly tuned senses. And many have an incredible ability to jump. The antelope, one of the most successful herbivores on Earth. There are 91 different species, and they are very different. Antelopes range in size from over 2 tons to a delicate 1.5 kilos. One antelope lives in America, a few in Asia, but most live in Africa. The Serengeti Plains of East Africa are home to a colorful collection of antelope. The strangest looking of them all has the shaggy beard of a goat, the stripes of a zebra, and the build of a large cow. The wildebeest. She roams in massive herds for protection, but when attacked, she can sprint at over 60 kilometers an hour. But sometimes, all these companions can be a disadvantage. A herd this size will quickly graze away all the available grass. They need to keep eating, so they must face a dangerous migration in search of more food, which is excellent news for the Nile crocodile. Our female is anxious, but she knows safety in numbers is the key to getting across alive. Time to take the plunge. The wildebeest knows the more time she spends in the water, the greater the chance of being caught. Her luck runs out. The croc tries to drag her under so she will drown. This race of life is about strength and determination. She's done it. An incredible escape. But she must cross this river twice a year. If she's strong enough, fast enough, smart enough, she will win this race of life many more times to come. Meet the fussy eater of the plains, the topi. These gazelles have developed a long muzzle and sensitive lips to forage among the long grass for young new shoots. But there's a huge advantage to this picky eating habit. This topi gets so much water from his food, he does not need to drink. In a country where drought is common, he wins this race of life by not needing rivers and waterholes to survive. And when he needs to run, he can really run. Topis can flee from predators at 70 kilometers an hour. The movie star of the antelopes has played a leading role in almost every African wildlife film. He's handsome, sometimes the victim, and always the athlete. The Thompson's gazelle. They prefer to eat short grass, so they follow the large herbivores who remove the longer grass. They are born ready to run. But these graceful animals are the preferred prey of the cheetah. The cheetah can outrun the gazelle, so the situation looks hopeless for the prey. But the Tommy has a clever bag of escape tricks. Thompson's gazelles can turn faster than a cheetah. They can leap higher, and they can run for longer. Despite his delicate appearance, the Thompson's gazelle has an even chance of winning this race of life. The second fastest animal on 4 legs is the last of his kind, pronghorns. These beautiful herds were nearly wiped out when humans arrived in North America. They're not technically antelopes, as they have a different horn structure, but they fill the same ecological niche. And they can really run. These impressive animals can reach speeds over 80 kilometers an hour. And they're exceptional at endurance. The herd must migrate 500 kilometers every year to survive. Pronghorns are well equipped for running. They have a large windpipe, heart, and lungs. And they can outrun all the American predators, wolves, bobcats, and cougars. This is the supreme survivor of the American race of life. In the world of speed, only one animal comes close to the cheetah. He's been running the race of life on the African plains for 20 million years. And he's only got 2 legs. the ostrich. The world's biggest bird is not able to fly, but he can run like the wind. He might not look streamlined, but he's built for speed. Most birds have 4 toes. The ostrich has 2. Their feet have almost transformed into hooves. A hunter has caught the ostrich scent, a lioness. The only chance for the lioness to catch this male is ambush. But the ostrich has excellent eyesight and hearing. With that long neck, his head can be nearly 3 meters off the ground, a great lookout point. The lioness has so far not been spotted. She moves in closer. The ostrich senses something, a rustle in the grass. He sounds the alarm. The lioness breaks cover. Time for the ostrich to get moving. You have to be good to catch an ostrich. Too slow. The flock can get up to 90 kilometers an hour in seconds. The lioness is left with nothing to eat but dust. But even if she had caught this giant bird, she would have still had to fight hard. Those big, strong legs pack a powerful punch, and it would have been an excellent meal. Ostriches weigh over 100 kilos. Sustaining a body like this takes a lot of food. Ostriches eat fruit, seeds, and grass, but they will often take a grasshopper or other insect for some extra protein. The ostrich is the extreme of bird evolution. He may not be able to fly, but of all the birds, he runs the fastest race of life. Our next high-octane animal couldn't be more of a contrast to the others. He's only 20 millimeters long. He hides underground, and he has 8 legs. Those legs are pretty good for running. But when this little creature wants to pack on the speed, he does something very surprising. The golden wheel spider is the only creature in the world that actually turns itself into a wheel to get out of trouble. Golden wheels live among the hot sand dunes of Namibia in Africa. They do not build webs, so the only option is to go out hunting. This one is on the lookout for juicy insects. But it will be a challenging day. A pompelid wasp is looking for somewhere to lay her eggs. But not just anywhere. Somewhere safe from predators and close to a generous supply of food. The golden wheel spider. The wasp is trying to lay her egg inside the spider. If successful, she will bury the living spider, and her larva will hatch inside and eat the spider alive. But first, she must sting the spider, and the spider is not about to cooperate. He needs to get away, fast. The golden wheel tucks his legs into a wheel shape, and off he goes. He's speeding down the dune at 1 meter a second. His body is spinning at 20 times a second. It's a dizzying experience. But the wasp is left behind. She must find another victim for her living nursery. And the spider has escaped a gruesome death. Golden wheel spiders do have a venomous bite, but it is not harmful to humans. Their main defense is to hide in a deep burrow far from predatory wasps. The burrow might be 50 centimeters deep, so this spider has to shift a lot of sand. He will end up moving 80,000 times his body weight in order to build a safe home. The first stage of the dig is the most dangerous. The spider is too exposed. Here comes another pompilid wasp. But too slow. The spider is off again. This little drama plays out hundreds of times a day in the Namibian desert. Sometimes the wasp wins and has a chance to give life to her offspring. But today, the golden wheel spider has won again. He completes his silk-lined burrow and retreats to safety. This tiny marvel of the sand dunes will emerge again at nightfall to continue his high-speed race of life. The desert is home to another gold medal runner of the animal world, the Australian desert. This creature is custom created to survive the incredible heat of the red center and to cover its vast distances. The red kangaroo. Big reds are the kings of the outback world. A large male can be 1.8 meters tall. And he has a unique way of covering a lot of ground quickly. These animals are perfectly engineered running machines. Half their body weight is muscle, and most of it is around the pelvis area to power those enormous hind legs. Our kangaroo's bound is almost effortless. He is using less energy to breathe now than when he was standing still. He doesn't accelerate by bounding faster. He just increases the length of his leap. Amazingly, he can cover up to 8 meters in a single bound. He is running as fast as the desert wind at 70 kilometers an hour. He needs to move fast. The rains have failed and his food supply has dried up. It could be hundreds of kilometers to the next patch of green desert. He's traveling with his mob. 80% of these roos might be killed by the drought. Finally, food and water. But other animals are also after a meal. A single dingo won't attack a full-grown red kangaroo, but a hungry pack will give it a go. As the kangaroo speeds up, so do the dingoes. But the wild dogs have to move their legs faster and faster to keep up. The roo is cruising. He can keep this up for as long as it takes. The dogs quickly tire. The roo lives to leap again. Young kangaroos are more vulnerable, and danger is never far away. A wedge-tailed eagle is also hungry. 10% of the eagle's diet is kangaroo. She's very good at catching them. Out here, you have to learn to move fast at an early age. He may survive to have his own mob and pass on his genes. The kangaroo win again. The red kangaroo must run and run, but he is a spectacular winner in the race of life. At the top of the athletic table, the race of life is truly breathtaking. Animals faster than cars, more maneuverable than a gymnast, and with more clever moves than a dancer. These are the supreme athletes, perfectly evolved to win their race of life by running like the wind.
Every morning in the wild, a gazelle awakens. One thing is for sure for the gazelle that day, as every other. She must run faster than the fastest lion. If she cannot, she will be killed and eaten. Every morning, a lion awakens. For the lion too, one thing is certain. This day and every day, he must run faster than the slowest gazelle. Whether fate names you a gazelle or a lion is of no consequence. It is enough to know that with the rising of the sun, you must run, and you must run faster than the day before for the rest of your days, or you will die. We all have to run. Run the race of life.
The smartest survival trick on Earth is to take to the skies, equip yourself with killer weapons, and become the ultimate invisible predator, a hunter from the skies. These creatures have eyesight second to none and beaks like talons. They have taken the art of flight to a whole new level. Their prey has no idea they're coming. Even their faces are adapted for precision hunting. Some fly by day, and others by night. There is no time when you're safe from these predators. They are fierce, determined, and prepared to fight for their food. Falcon, owl, or eagle, these are the true masters of the aerial race of life. The most spectacular race of life on our planet ran for 135 million years. It was a race of giants, animals the size of buses with teeth as big as daggers. That race ended abruptly 65 million years ago. The dinosaurs. But they are not really dead. T-Rexes and Velociraptors no longer roam the Earth, but their descendants do. 10,000 different varieties. They have scales and claws, and most of them can fly. The most ferocious birds in the sky are large, strong, and fast. They are known for their powerful talons and beaks. They are the raptors, the birds of prey. They are the supreme predators of the air, from the mountains of Eurasia to the forests of America. Death can swoop down at any time. Animals on the ground spend their lives running and hiding from these finely tuned aerial hunters. This is their race of life. The race of life of the raptors. Beneath the treetops lives an apex predator. Alone in his ivory tower, the king of birds prepares to do what he does best. Regal, powerful, and magnificent. The eagle, one of the biggest birds in the sky, and one of the deadliest. Eagles are large birds of prey. They are perfectly honed to be supreme hunters and efficient killers. These perfect predators perform at their best in large open spaces, places where they can fly high and see for miles. One of the largest eagles in the world lives in a land of desert, rocks, and open plains. The wedge-tailed eagle. These distinctive birds live in Australia and New Guinea. Like all eagles, her eyesight is over 3 times more accurate than ours. And her talons are like daggers. She spotted something in the grass. A rabbit flashes the alarm. She can dive at 70 kilometers an hour. The rabbit can also run at 70. It's an even match. A race of life, and both players have an equal chance of winning. The wedge-tailed eagle has won. She gets to eat. But tomorrow, she will have to race again. The poster girl of the eagle world lives in the mountains and plains of North America and Eurasia. She can be trained to hunt animals as big as wolves. These crows are not about to stay and pick a fight. The golden eagle. With a 2-meter wingspan and talons as big as a child's finger, the golden eagle was always going to beat the crows in this race of life. They can fly fast and far, and most have no natural predators. The bald eagle. Impressive aviator and proficient fisherman. No wonder the bald eagle has been selected as the symbol of the USA. It also helps that he's very handsome. The fastest living animal on Earth is a bird of prey. He can be found from the Arctic to the tropics. This one has a family to feed. The pressure is on to find food fast. The peregrine falcon. He's preparing to take off, always alert. He has 2 hungry mouths waiting. Success. A good hunter will breed strong chicks. Falcons prefer to eat birds, Their wings are custom built for the aerial acrobatics needed to catch them. Farmers' fields are ideal open spaces for hunting. The falcon scans the sky. He's seen something in the distance. Unlike eagles, falcons' wings are slim and sharp-edged. These birds thrive on pure speed. A diving peregrine clocks over 300 kilometers an hour. At top speed, the air pressure could damage the bird's lungs, so they have special bones in their nostrils to break up the airflow. The falcon starts the chase. A rock dove has seen the predator. The falcon hesitates, then in go the wings. He drops into a high-speed dive. He's aiming for the dove's wings. The dove dives too. Got it. After a touch of preparation, the peregrine gets a hearty meal. The rock dove put on a spectacular escape, but this is the day he lost his race of life. Falcons are experts at catching smaller birds in flight. This is how they win their race of life. A small falcon with a spectacular skill lives close to these grasslands. She's grey and brown with delicate features. But she is still a killer. The kestrel. This is one on her way home. Her partner helps with looking after the kids. He will stay with her for life, but the chicks will fly the nest soon, when they're 4 to 5 weeks old. Kestrels have a wingspan of less than a meter, but it's what they do with their wings that makes them stand out. This parent is out hunting again. She's after small animals living in the grass, mice, reptiles, or even insects. The field has just been harvested, attracting lots of birds. The kestrel has seen a mouse. She hovers, then drops. Hovering is very difficult, but kestrels are experts. They face into the wind and use tiny movements in their wings and tail to stay over the same spot. They can lock onto their prey and take perfect aim before they fire. Another parent is looking for signs of a mouse. He could be in luck. Even his dive is precisely controlled. Nothing this time. He must try again. Kestrels have another amazing ability. They can see ultraviolet light. And this takes our parent to his prey. This mouse marks his trails in the grass with urine. Mouse urine reflects UV light, so the kestrel can see ribbons of rodent trails in the field below. He's got the mouse in his sights. He lines himself up for the strike. He's on target. Kestrel has used all of his talents to win the race of life today. kestrels can have up to 7 chicks. You would definitely need to be an expert hunter to feed that many hungry mouths. But the chicks are running the race of life even before they leave the nest. At least one of this lot will probably die. As they fight for food, they are fighting for their lives. Chicks that are small or weak will not manage to get any food. It's brutal, but for kestrels, it is the only way to make sure the strongest survive. The bare bones of a dry land are home to a bird closely connected to the dead. It's a bird that will strip a body down to its skeleton, a bird that seeks out carcasses. Its presence is seen as a sign of impending death. The vulture. He's easily recognized by his bald head and sharp, hooked beak. Vultures are birds of prey, but they do not hunt and kill. Their prey is already dead. Vultures feed on the rotting meat of dead animals. Some can smell a carcass from over a kilometer away. They are designed by nature for ripping the flesh from large animals. Surrounded by death, the vulture runs his race of life. As well as the distinctive head, vultures have long, broad wings and strong, sharp talons. The vulture's race of life is against his companions and other predators. If there's food lying around, it's not so easy to just turn up and take it. If you're a smart vulture, you can be at the right place at the right time. Beaches used by turtles for breeding are a bonanza for vultures. A beach is covered with turtle nests and the bodies of exhausted female turtles. This is the time for throwing out the rule book and eating living food. Turtle eggs and even newly hatched turtle young are on the menu for the vultures dining here. But word has got around, and the competition for food is tough. The best place to be a vulture is where lots of large animals are likely to die. The African savanna, where the largest herds on Earth move across the plains in their search for food. And home to hundreds of hungry predators. Every day, countless of large animals are hunted and killed by lions, leopards, cheetahs, and crocodiles. Once the hunter has had his fill, the vultures move in. But vultures are not the only scavengers here. The giraffe carcass attracts hyenas, and they're prepared to fight for their share. Today, it looks as though there's enough meat for everyone, so the competing scavengers are calm. The vulture's bald head is convenient for digging into carcasses, but it also helps to keep their blood cool in the hot African sun. Despite their ugly reputation, these vultures are providing a vital service. By eating away any rotting meat, they are keeping the grasslands clean and free of disease. This wildebeest has lost his race of life, probably to a lion. He doesn't know it, but he's helping the vultures win their race. Vultures are spectacular kings of the air. They can soar up high on warm air currents to get a real bird's-eye view of the plains below. This male can maneuver his wing feathers to finely adjust his flight. He has seen signs of a kill. Time to find a vantage point and have a good look around. If a vulture can't find a carcass, he will look for signs of a hunt, a pride of lions or a pack of hunting dogs. They've spotted some hyenas. Time to move in. This time, the hyenas are not so keen to share. The vultures must wait their turn. A dead buffalo looks more hopeful, but a much larger predator has got there first, and he's not in the mood for sharing. The vultures will not take the risk of fighting with a full-grown lion. But these scavengers will not leave the lion to eat in peace. The race of life is on for lion and vulture. But both animals could win. Once the lion has eaten his fill, he will leave, and the vultures will get their chance with the leftovers. Vultures help us all win our race of life. They are the undertakers of the animal world. By removing the remains of dead animals, they keep our forests and fields clean, and for that we owe the humble vulture a big thank you. A hunter who relies on stealth makes her home in these forests. She's fast, but her prey have no warning she's coming. This bird can fly as silently as a summer breeze. The owl. She runs her race of life with a unique ability to be a quiet killer. Sharp eyes and sharp talons descend from the sky in a silent and sudden swoop. These striking predators have been around since the day the dinosaurs died out. They have been winning their race of life for over 60 million years. They are stunning creatures with remarkable abilities. Owls are birds of prey, and they are very successful. Over 200 different species exist today. The size range is enormous. The world's biggest owl is 150 times bigger than the smallest. The great horned owl is one of the biggest and has been known to attack humans who come too close to her. These young great horned owls will grow up to be apex predators with almost no natural enemies. But like most raptors, the owl's race of life is tough from the moment she's born. The stronger chick will fight for food and grow bigger, while the smaller one will become even weaker until he can no longer compete. The surviving chick may even eat her dead sibling. The Phantom of the North, also known as the Great Grey Owl. This one has heard something on the ground below. His huge face funnels the tiniest rustle in the grass to his ears. He can use sound to precisely home in on a small mouse or vole. Owl flight is also unique. The key to her silent movement is in her feathers. Their serrated edges and velvet smooth surface allow her to slip through the air, causing almost no disturbance. As the sun sets, the owls of the daylight prepare to rest, but there's no rest for the small mammals and reptiles that owls like to eat. Most owls are nocturnal, and they are expert at seeking prey in the dark. The forest below looks peaceful, but it hides many small animals running for their lives. A smorgasbord for hungry owls. Unlike many birds, owls have eyes on the front of their faces, so they can see in 3D. Excellent for pinpointing prey. The barn owl is about to begin her night hunting. She needs to kill and eat about 6 times every night to survive. She watches and listens intently. Every sense is highly tuned as she tries to work out where to search for food. This mouse is not aware she's nearby, but his movements are nervous and quick to minimize his chance of being caught. The race of life between mouse and owl has begun. The owl begins the game. Only one animal will win. She's capable of hovering if she thinks there might be prey hidden in the undergrowth. But this time, she doesn't need to. The mouse has been spotted. The race of life is over for our little rodent, and today the owl has won. Raptors have evolved in many ways, from the eagle, the falcon, the kestrel, the owl, and the vulture. Each has adapted to find food and survive. They are all masters of the air and supreme hunters. They are all victors in the race of life in the air.
Every morning in the wild, a gazelle awakens. One thing is for sure for the gazelle that day, as every other. She must run faster than the fastest lion. If she cannot, she will be killed and eaten. Every morning, a lion awakens. For the lion too, one thing is certain. This day and every day, he must run faster than the slowest gazelle. Whether fate names you a gazelle or a lion is of no consequence. It is enough to know that with the rising of the sun, you must run, and you must run faster than the day before for the rest of your days, or you will die. We all have to run the race of life.
They have emerged from the great primeval swamps over 300 million years ago. They are cold-blooded, yet they have survived hundreds of ice ages. Some have jaws as strong as a T-Rex. Others wear a giant shield. Some are small and fast. Others are long and stealthy. All are remarkable winners in the reptile race of life. Reptiles colonized every continent on Earth. As the prehistoric land masses drifted across the planet, reptiles adapted until they became the greatest creatures that have ever walked the Earth, the dinosaurs. These thunder lizards ruled the Earth for over 160 million years. Then they suddenly disappeared, possibly wiped out by a giant meteor. But smaller reptiles survived. They have colonized every ecosystem except Antarctica. From the murky waters of rivers and oceans to the rocks and crevices of sun-baked deserts, they stalk their prey in silence through dark jungles. In many places, they are kings of their domain. They are cold-blooded and hot-headed. Reptiles are the armor-plated battlers of the race of life. One of the most charismatic reptiles has over 5,000 different kinds. Many live in grasses and woodlands, but most live where it's sunny, hot, and dry. Lizards. These diverse creatures can be 2.5-meter dragons or tiny 2-centimeter geckos. Some lizards are covered in horns and defend themselves by squirting blood from their eyes. Others live on red earth and have blue tongues. And a few have deadly, toxic bites. But the strangest collection of lizards lies on the driest continent on Earth. A place with giant flightless birds and jumping herbivores. Australia. The thorny devil. He collects dew on his skin and channels it to his mouth. He might look terrifying, but he's only 20 centimeters long. This crazy walk is confusing a potential predator. The wedge-tailed eagle can't decide. Is he a meal or is he just a piece of scrub blowing in the wind? The devil has survived this time. Devils can tuck in their heads, exposing predators to a prickly morsel. This parenti has changed his mind. Getting a good meal out here can be tough. Unless you eat the only animal that lives here by the millions. This devil can eat up to 45 ants per minute. And in one meal, he can gobble up over 2,000. The race of life for the thorny devil is more a weight of life. He waits. The ants walk by. He eats. For the ants, it's an ambush of life and a game of numbers. Thousands of ants will be eaten, but back in the nest, there are tens of thousands of eggs. Individual ants will die, but the colony will survive. One of the largest living lizards on Earth lurks in the Australian outback. The parenti, a giant monitor lizard. Her domain stretches across the vast dunes and plains of the desert interior. Her bite is venomous, and her forked tongue can taste the smell of her prey. She is nearly 2.5 meters long, with a slender neck and powerful claws. She can climb trees and rip open termite nests. First, a little pre-dinner refreshment. Water is in high demand out here. After a deep drink, the parenti is ready for the hunt. A king brown snake, one of the most venomous snakes in the world, and one of the longest at nearly 2.5 meters. The parenti spots the snake. She approaches carefully. Brown snakes produce large amounts of venom, so they are lethal even to large animals. The parenti must seize the snake from behind the head to avoid being bitten. She's completely focused on the task ahead. The parenti and the brown snake are evenly matched. This is a fight to the death. The parenti has a strong bite and backwards curving teeth. She's injecting a toxin into the snake. The snake fights hard, using her great length to create powerful thrusting movements. The parenti is exhausted. She has lost her race of life today. The coolest box of tricks in the lizard world lives in the rainforests of Africa, India, and Madagascar. They come in every color of the rainbow to match their tropical surroundings. Chameleons. They broke away from other lizards over 60 million years ago. While most conventional lizards have evolved to live where it's hot and dry, chameleons have moved away from the deserts. They run their race of life in a very different part of the world. Deep in the jungle, if you look very carefully, you'll spot the chameleon. A predator has also spotted him. Like all his kind, he can roll his eyes independently, and his colors are exhilarating. Chameleons can change their color using crystals under their skin. When he's calm, the crystals are packed together, reflecting blue and green light. But when he's alarmed, the crystals are stretched apart, turning the skin into yellow, orange, and finally red. Despite their comical appearance, chameleons will fight for their territory. This Namaqua chameleon is stalking to win his race of life. Chameleons move slowly, but their tongues do not. This incredible tongue is like a special chameleon superpower. It is the secret to the chameleon winning his race of life. A grasshopper is happily grazing on a protea. A Cape dwarf chameleon is also up for a spot of grazing. The grasshopper is completely unaware. The chameleon unleashes his weapon. The grasshopper had no chance. The chameleon's tongue works like a catapult, shooting out at speeds of over 400 meters per second. Further up the African continent, in the jungles of Botswana, lives the flap-necked chameleon. He's looking for a meal. He's invoking his other chameleon superpower. Independently moving his eyes. He can even focus each eye separately. Chameleons are the monkeys of the reptile world. They are supremely adapted for climbing trees with opposing groups of toes and a tail to end all tails. It looks like a coiled spring, but acts more like a fifth leg, uncurling to hang on branches. The chameleon is an eccentric among lizards, but he has developed his entire body to be the ultimate climber, stalker, and trapper. And for that, he's a superhero in the reptile race for life. The king of all reptiles lives in Africa, the Americas, and Australasia. He wins his race of life with his size and strength. He has no natural enemies. He's the ultimate apex predator, the crocodile. Crocodiles are the largest dinosaur left alive. They can grow to 7 meters and live for 100 years. In Australia alone, 4 or 5 people per year are attacked by these monsters. The locals call them salties to distinguish them from their smaller freshwater cousins. The freshies are mostly harmless to humans. The salties are not. Saltwater crocs live in the rivers and wetlands of tropical Australia and Southeast Asia. They also live in the ocean and on the beaches. Crocs usually attack from underwater. They spot their prey on the surface and then descend. The other giant crocodile lives across the Indian Ocean. Africa, home of giant herbivores, great long rivers, and the Nile crocodile. This full-grown male is about to take part in the annual African feast, when migrating wildebeest have to cross the Mara River. He prepares for the ambush. The wildebeest are on alert. The croc strikes. There is no chance of escape. The crocodile's bite is the strongest ever measured. At 16,000 newtons, he bites down with 20 times the force of a human eating a steak. A classic crocodile death roll helps him tear off pieces of meat. the wildebeest calf has lost this lightning-fast race of life. The mighty monster of the Mara River has won his. She can now manage for up to 6 months before she needs another meal. And by then, the wildebeest will be returning. Over 100 million years ago, a group of reptiles took a crazy backward step. They developed elongated bodies and got rid of their legs. And it worked. They run their race of life by slithering. Snakes. Their bodies are so thin, most of them have room for only one working lung. A quarter of a snake species are venomous. The venom is used for defense as well as catching prey. Some have a warning system to tell predators to back off. No venomous snakes kill their prey by constriction. All snakes rely on ambush to catch their prey and use their forked tongues to smell the air in 3 dimensions. Snakes prefer to stay hidden for their own safety and to surprise their prey. They need to be well camouflaged and fast-moving. This diamond python is planning to surprise her prey from above. The brush turkey has no idea she's there. This is the most spectacular use of venom in the snake world. The spitting cobra directs his deadly jets into the eyes of his victims. Far from the land of cobras is a giant island of pythons, taipans, and king brown snakes. Australia. Inland taipans are among the most venomous snakes in the world. They live right across Australia, from the desert to grasslands and dry forest. This adult male can smell something in the distance, something that could be tasty. He's hoping for a small mammal. He can see what he's been looking for. The snake makes straight for his target. A pair of desert rats. They're cornered. They will need to move very fast to escape. A second bite. The venom is doing its work, paralyzing the muscles of the unfortunate desert rat. Inland taipan venom is extremely toxic and works fast. In a short time, the venom reaches the rat's diaphragm, and the snake's victim is unable to breathe. The rat is nearly safe to eat. The inland taipan has won her race of life today. The inland taipan will now have a good rest to allow his meal to digest. Even extremely venomous snakes must fight every day to win their race of life. These inland taipan eggs were laid in the spring. They need to develop where the earth is damp to provide extra moisture for the growing embryo. After 8 weeks, the young snakes start to emerge. Taipans are born ready to run their race of life. They are fully formed and fully armed with venom. Each baby snake will grow up to 2.5 meters long. These little snakes might be venomous, but they are very vulnerable. Even after the taipans reach their full length, they could become a meal for something bigger. Like a king brown snake. His venom cannot help him this time, as the king browns are immune to other snakes' venom. The young snake is fighting to stay alive against the odds. It's a highly toxic race of life. Our inland taipan has lost his race of life. He is much easier to swallow than a bush rat, but it takes a long time. Muscles all the way down the snake's body are working to pull their meal into the stomach. After a long struggle, the king brown snake is able to relax and enjoy her meal. Australia is famous for more than its deserts. This is the home of the Great Barrier Reef, the perfect place for another large reptile. Turtles. For some of these gentle giants, the race of life could be over for an entire species. They have survived on this planet for over 150 million years. Turtles are known for being peaceful, but not this one. This is a snapping turtle, and he's hungry, so he's going fishing. And for his bait, he's using a strange appendage on the end of his tongue. A small fish is also after a feed. The fish knew nothing about losing her race of life today. The snapping turtle chews contentedly. Most marine turtles are also carnivorous. Their favorite food is often easy to catch: jellyfish. These strange animals are mostly made up of water. So turtles need to eat a huge amount if they are going to gain any nutrition. The Great Barrier Reef is the Amazon rainforest of the undersea world. Millions of plants and animals fight to survive here every day. This is a popular place for green sea turtles. A lone green turtle is looking for some good grazing. She's the only type of turtle that's a vegetarian. She likes to eat the algae and seaweed growing on the coral reef. She must keep an eye out for sharks, but her main enemy today is humans. She's found a good eating spot. By eating away the plant material, she lets in the sunlight, essential for coral to grow. The green turtle may cover thousands of kilometers in a year. As she travels, she grazes on the reef, and so green turtle and coral reef are running their race of life together. Turtles return to the beach where they were born when it's time for them to lay their own eggs. It's been a long and tiring journey. Then the hardest part. Adult turtles are not well designed for moving around on land. This female green turtle is carrying about 150 eggs. She must find a safe place to lay them. When she's chosen the right spot, she will slowly dig a deep hole in the sand. This is hard work and often happens in the cool of night. As she lays, a fresh layer of sand keeps her eggs cool and hidden. The eggshell is soft and leathery, so it's not damaged by the drop into the nest. The mother will soon return to the sea. She will never meet her babies. Around 60 days later, the eggs are ready to hatch. Brown pelicans have traveled to the island for the occasion. This is the most dangerous time in a turtle's life. Predators from all around are gathering to feast on the emerging turtle babies. Black vultures normally eat carrion, but this is too good an opportunity to miss. The turtles bravely struggle towards the sea. They are instinctively drawn to the light reflected from the water. The vultures are in hot pursuit. Less than 10% of baby turtles will make it to the water's edge. Crabs are also after these tasty little morsels of meat. But the little turtle is determined to survive. As the relative safety of the sea gets closer, the turtle is aware of another predator. If they stay very still, they are hard to see against the sand. The hatchling is nearly there. Many of his brothers and sisters are under attack. The turtle race to survive is literally a sprint to the sea. Finally, he's in. Freedom at last. But he must evade sharks and other underwater predators if he's to be one of the lucky few to win the turtle race of life.
Every morning in the wild, a gazelle awakens. One thing is for sure for the gazelle that day, as every other. She must run faster than the fastest lion. If she cannot, she will be killed and eaten. Every morning, a lion awakens. For the lion too, one thing is certain. This day and every day, he must run faster than the slowest gazelle. Whether fate names you a gazelle or a lion is of no consequence. It is enough to know that with the rising of the sun, you must run, and you must run faster than the day before for the rest of your days, or you will die. We all have to run the race of life.
In this game, the relentless winners have the best defenses. They might get out of trouble using supreme athletic feats, or they will use extraordinary camouflage and lethal poison. Some stick to mesmerizing herding behavior, and others use cooperation and intelligence to survive. Many have vicious horns and hooves. From the frog to the hyena, from the zebra to the deer. These spectacular survivors use their finely honed defenses to win their race of life. The animals winning their race of life with the best defenses have learned how to conquer their ecological niche. Over countless generations, they have learned who their enemies are and how to defend themselves against them. Some need to protect themselves against the king of beasts on the plains of Africa. Others need to fight against enemies almost too small for the human eye to see. And many need to avoid the lightning strike and deadly venom of an ambush. As all good sports coaches say, if your defense is flawless, then you can never lose a match. More animals live in this place than anywhere else on Earth. It's where the race of life is at its most intense. Millions of antelope, zebra, giraffe, rhino and elephant graze on the great grassy plains of Africa, which means there are also vast numbers of predators. There may be a lot of prey, But there's ruthless competition to catch and keep it. The big cats get all the publicity, but there's one predator who's evolved a way to beat them all: the hyena. Hyenas might look like dogs, but they're more closely related to cats. They've been around for over 10 million years, and for good reason. These incredible animals have one extremely adapted ability. Hyenas are bone crushers. They are one of the few animals in the world who can eat large bones. This young female can smell something exciting. Her highly tuned sense of smell will take her straight to the target. It's a wildebeest carcass, probably the leftovers from a lion hunt. There's not much meat left, but for the hyena, that's no problem. She will eat everything: skin, horns, and bones. Her massive jaws can crush with the power of a vice. And her unique large teeth will break bones with hardly any effort. This animal wins her race of life by gaining nutrition from food others leave behind. But that's not her only survival skill. Our hyena is part of a large extended family group called a clan. It is run by a hierarchy of dominant females. They mark and defend their territory. Hyena paste contains colonies of bacteria with a unique odor. Our female can recognize her territory through this familiar smell. Hyena clans are terrifyingly huge, up to 90 individuals. So when this lot launches an attack, there's no defense. The clan have brought down their prey. They will run and run until their prey is exhausted before they tear it apart. A lion wants a share. She's more than 3 times the size of a hyena. But the hyenas show no fear. The lion has no chance against a clan this size. Hyenas are the most fierce carnivore in Africa, with jaws and teeth to match. With defenses like this, no animal is going to beat them on their race of life. Hidden deep among the swamps, rivers, and lakes of the world is a little creature with a lot of character. He's excellent at defending himself, but he's not armed with massive teeth and claws. He's hard to see, but his sound echoes across our waterways. He spends most of his life in the water, but breathes air, and he can't fly or sprint. But when it comes to jumping, he's an animal superhero. The frog. Frogs are amphibians. They lay their eggs in water, and their young are born with gills. They come as small as a little fingernail and as big as a man's foot. These distinctive animals have relatives all over the world, from the Arctic to the tropics. Frogs are spectacular winners in the race of life, with 4,800 different species. But they are soft and small, so they are on the menu for many predators. But they have a secret weapon. It lies under their body, spring-loaded and ready for action. Their legs. Frogs' legs are perfectly evolved for spectacular feats. Their massive leg muscles make up 1/6 of their total body weight. The Australian rocket frog has the greatest jump of all. A tree snake is keen to make a meal out of him. He can taste the smell of the frog with his tongue. The snake homes in. The frog kicks into action. The rocket frog can leap over 2 meters in one jump. That's 50 times his body size. Many of his leg and foot bones have become elongated for maximum springing power. His forelimb bones have been fused to cope with the impact of landing. Frogs have lungs, but they have a special trick for staying hidden beneath the surface of the river. They can extract oxygen from water by breathing through their skin. But it doesn't always work. A red-bellied black snake managed to strike in time. But the meal has one last line of defense. The frog's slippery skin makes him difficult to hold on to. Many frogs escape the jaws of death in this way, but not this one today. The snake has won, and despite his athletic prowess, this frog has lost his race of life. Despite our ever-growing cities, the forests of the Northern Hemisphere are still home to one of the largest herbivores on Earth. They are shy, but they will fight to protect their families. They range in size from a dainty 30 kilos to a magnificent 400. And all the males are powerfully armed. Deer. These grazing animals have evolved long, strong legs, so they beat the field in running, jumping, and swimming. But the attribute that makes these animals win their race of life is on their heads. Antlers. For most deer, only the males possess these impressive weapons. They shed and regrow them every year. Even the massive antlers of the moose must be replaced. They can be over 2 meters across, but they can be replaced in less than 5 months. Female moose select their mate based on the size of his antlers. Deep in the woods of North and South America lives a deer that's become a master of invisibility. The fawns are spotted to match the dappled spring sunshine. The white-tailed deer. Despite their big eyes, they can't see too well. Their greatest defense is their acute sense of smell. And of course, their impressive set of antlers. Like most deer, the females do not have antlers. They rely on the dominant male to protect them from attack. And this fawn is distressed. He's lost his mother, but she's not far away, and they are soon reunited. He will stay with his parents until he's a year old. His sister will stay with Mum and Dad for 2 years. White-tailed deer eat a huge range of berries, shoots, and vegetables. They can even manage toxic mushrooms and poison ivy. The doe can hear a rustle. The fawn is also alarmed, but he's exposed, away from the safety of the trees. A mountain lion is on the hunt. A wolf has also noticed the herd. The fawn runs to safety. Dad sounds the alarm. It's rutting season for the elk. Stags must compete for a mate. The antlers on these elk can be over 1 meter long, so these fights for supremacy can get very serious. The stags with the biggest antlers and greatest strength will win. And for good reason. They will be needed later. The does have given birth. A wolf has picked up the scent of the elk. Fawns are well protected from predators by their camouflage. But if that fails, the dominant stag steps in. Those huge antlers are too much of a threat to the wolf. The young elk get another day to run their race of life. The grassy plains of Africa are a place of contrasts, where the equatorial sun creates bright light and dark shade. The hunters and the hunted make use of these patterns to hide. Almost every animal out here has evolved a coat for camouflage. Like an invisibility cloak, it allows big cats to stalk and small animals to stay out of sight. One animal has developed this camouflage to a more complex level. His color palette is not the fawns and gold shades of most animals here. This animal defends himself by running a black and white race of life. The zebra. Zebras are part of the horse family, but unlike horses and donkeys, they have never been truly domesticated. This herd is mostly made up of many harems. One stallion and about 6 mares with their foals. The foals are dependent on their mothers for a year. A lone cheetah is looking for a meal. He's reluctant to take a healthy adult zebra. The cheetah is hoping for easier prey, perhaps an injured or older animal. Or even better, a foal. This foal has lost his mother. His braying attracts the cheetah. The mother is not aware he's gone. The hyena has also picked up the sound. The foal instinctively knows he won't last long without the protection of the herd. His stripes are protecting him. They break up his outline, so he blends in with the long grass. Will the herd notice he's gone before the predators find him? The mother is alerted. She doesn't waste any time. The foal is safely reunited with his family. Each zebra has a unique stripe pattern, so it's possible they recognize each other by sight. Zebra stripes are not merely camouflage. They serve at least 3 other defense functions. Predators always select a single animal before moving in for the kill. This lion is confused. When a herd moves around, the black and white lines create a kind of motion dazzle. It's difficult to pick out an individual. The lion gives up, for now. The powerful sun is reflected by the white stripes, but absorbed by the black ones. This contrast creates air currents along the zebra's body, keeping her cool. The most bizarre function of the stripes is to protect against insect bites. These grasslands are buzzing with horseflies and tsetse flies. But for some reason, fewer flies attack the zebras with the most stripes. But the stripes cannot protect the zebra from crocodiles. This harem needs to cross the river to follow the rains and find fresh grass. They've been spotted. The zebras have no choice. It's certain death by starvation or the risk of swimming with the crocs. The race of life is on. The croc has lost this time. Most of the herd lives to graze another season. But they are tired from the journey. One zebra doesn't make it today. Finally, the lions get their feed. The weakest animal has been taken down. She's now contributing to the survival of the lions. The stronger zebras will go on to raise their families and produce more animals running their race of life in startling stripes. The world of small creatures is seething with thousands of battles to stay alive. It's a world full of animals with many legs and many eyes. A place inhabited by carnivores with giant fangs and lethal venom. And there are always larger animals searching and waiting in the hope of finding a meal. One of these small creatures sends so much fear into us, there's even a phobia named after them. And they're so successful, we've found almost 50,000 species, and still counting. The spider. Spiders are arachnids. They all have 8 legs, an external skeleton, and venomous fangs. This trapdoor spider would be a juicy meal for a bird or lizard, but he defends himself by hiding underground. It's also the perfect place for catching lunch. It could be any unsuspecting passerby, a beetle, a cricket, or a grasshopper. The spider lays out tripwires along the ground. He then hides and waits. He lightly touches the ends of the tripwires from inside his hole. If a passing bug trips on the wires, the spider will be alerted. A cricket has just had a feed of forest leaves. The spider knows something's out there. The cricket moves closer. The tripwires are tight and almost invisible. The cricket is now right on top of the trapdoor, completely unaware of the danger below. But the spider doesn't strike. The cricket moves away unharmed. By some miracle, he has failed to make contact with any of the tripwires. The spider has lost his race of life this time, but he's ready and waiting for the next unsuspecting victim. The most dangerous time for a predator is the fight to catch and kill her prey. Injuries caused by a struggling victim can be fatal. Spiders have mastered the art of defending themselves against injury in many mysterious ways. A flower. A petal moves. It's a crab spider. Like the trapdoor, she uses ambush to catch her prey. A lace-winged butterfly is looking for nectar. The crab spider is perfectly camouflaged. The butterfly sucks the sweet nectar in a last moment of bliss. The spider strikes. She will wait until the butterfly succumbs to her venom before she moves in for her meal. Some spiders will do more than just wait for their meal. This bolus spider is casting out a lure. She's laced the lure with a pheromone that's irresistible to moths. The spider can swing her bolas for up to 15 minutes. A minor moth approaches. He's done for. The spider further entangles the moth in silk and stores him nearby for mealtime. But spiders are just as vulnerable to spider attack as other insects. A mother redback protects her egg sac. She doesn't know there's an intruder in the nursery, a Portia spider lying in wait. Within days, hundreds of spiderlings emerge. Despite their watchful mother, the Portia spider wades in for a feast of newborn redbacks. Many young will lose their race of life before they know they're born. But enough will survive. The spider race of life is a game of numbers, skill, and excellent defenses. The arms race of the animal world has led to defenses of almost infinite variety, from the vice-like jaws of the hyena to the gunshot speed of the frog, from the strong as steel silk of the spider to the hypnotic patterns of the zebra and the awesome antlers of the deer. Defense is the key to winning the race of life.